Following the 2019 season, Kawhi Leonard signed with the Los Angeles Clippers, leaving behind the Toronto Raptors after winning the NBA championship with him. Now, a series of moves occurred after this. Kawhi Leonard signed with the Clippers. Paul George was then traded to the Clippers in exchange for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going back to the Thunder. Now, we're going to be resetting this all here on NBA 2K24. If Kawhi Leonard stayed with the Toronto Raptors, how many championships would the Toronto Raptors have won if Kawhi Leonard stayed with the Raptors his entire time and did not sign with the Los Angeles Clippers? So obviously by this happening, all those subsequent moves are not going to occur. That means Shai is still going to be on the Clippers and Paul George is going to be on the Thunder to start off the simulation here. Kawhi Leonard is still going to be on the Raptors. We're going to simulate a couple seasons here, see how things go. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get into the video and let's get started. So once again, this is the 2019-20 season. We're going to be simulating every single year of Kawhi Leonard's career from the 2019-20 season to today's current season, all with the Toronto Raptors. That's the only one thing I'm going to make sure stays consistent here in this is that Toronto Raptors will keep Kawhi Leonard all these years. So let me get you the rotation first before we get into things. This is the lineup that we have for the season. We have Kyle Lowry at the 1, OG Anunoby at the 2, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, Siakam at the 4, and Serge Ibaka at the 5. We got Fred VanVleet still coming off the bench here in Toronto. We got Norman Powell, Chris Boucher, and Terrence Davis. We also got Stanley Johnson. Pretty solid lineup. I'm curious to see how things are going to turn out here this season for the Toronto Raptors. So let's see what happens here. I'll catch up with you guys at the end of the season with all the awards and all that, and I'll see you guys shortly. And at the end of the season, Luka is your MVP. Shout out Luka Doncic. Darius Garland, Rookie of the Year. Marcus Smart, 6th man. Ben Simmons, Defensive Player of the Year. Cedi Osman is your Most Improved Player. Shai's actually on the All-NBA first team. That's shocking. So he still made that big jump with the Clippers. And unfortunately, it looks like no Raptors on any of these teams, so that definitely does suck for us. Show you the player stats here at the end of the season before we simulate the rest of the playoffs here. And at the end of the season, Kawhi Leonard averaged 21.6 rebounds and 4 assists. Siakam with 19, 7, and 5. Powell with 17 points a game off the bench this season for the Raptors. Fred had 14. Lowry with 12, and OG had 11. So pretty solid season all around for this Toronto Raptors squad. And at the end of the season here, we went 52-30. This is the 2019-20 season. Remember that. 52-30. We are the 4th seed out in the Eastern Conference here. So let's see how things turn out. So obviously, prior to this season here, we won the NBA championship. Can we come out and win another one? But we're about to find out. In game number 1 against the Cavs, we are going to win. Powell with 25 points. This is definitely going to be pretty interesting. I'm kind of curious to see if we actually still win one championship. If Kawhi Leonard say game 2, we also win. He's been struggling though, 14 points only in game number 2 for Kawhi. Game 3, we do win yet again. Game number 4, let's see if we can move on. We do not win game number 4. Game number 5, we also lose. Are we about to blow this? Game 6, we do end up winning here. That's definitely good for us. So let's move on to the second round. We'll be taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Can we get the job done against the Bucks in the second round? Game 1, we end up losing here. Game 2, we also lose. Game 3, this is not looking good. And Game 4, we have lost. Toronto Raptors have been eliminated in the second round of the playoffs here. Unfortunate here in year number 1, but obviously it's really tough to go back-to-back as the Sixers actually end up winning. And beat is your Finals MVP, beating the Lakers in the 2020 NBA Finals. Lakers actually won 2020 Finals in real life, so it's pretty interesting to see them back here in this. So I'll catch up with you guys shortly. Okongwu with the first pick. LaMelo Ball goes second to the Wizards. Edwards still ends up on the Timberwolves. Hornets get Wiseman. Cole Anthony to the Jazz. And you get the point. Also, Tyrese Halliburton goes to the Chicago Bulls. Pretty interesting to see how that turns out in the simulation. Looking at the roster here for year number 2, this is being the 2020-21 season here. Things are not looking good to say the least. We still got Fred. We have signed Reggie Bullock. Kawhi Leonard is still on the team. Siakam and Robin Lopez is now here too. We still got Chris Boucher. We did sign Jeremy Lin again. We have 2 G League players, and the rest of these all 60 players. The GM did not put in any work this offseason here, so they have our work cut out for us. Can Kawhi Leonard come back here and somehow win with this roster? Well, we're about to find out here. I'll catch up with you guys at the end of the year. And this season here, Luka wins yet another MVP. This is the 2020-21 season. We got LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year for the Wizards. Tristan Thompson, 6th man, also for the Wizards. Ben Simmons, Defensive Player of the Year. And Kuzma is your Most Improved Player here. No Kawhi or any Raptor on a first team there, or second team, or third team. Also, James Harden is on the Knicks in this simulation. That's pretty interesting. And Sabonis is on the Mavericks. And at the end of the season here, let's check out the player stats really quickly. exactly. All I want to say is that it was pretty much a disaster season. Even Kawhi couldn't even average 20 points a game this year. Him and Siakam pretty much both just slightly under 20. Fred VanVleet with 17 and Lopez with 10. And yeah, it was very disappointing. As you can see, we were 26 and 56. We were actually the worst team in the Eastern Conference this year. The Sixers went 72 and 10. Yeah, so we're just going to right to the playoffs here. It was a disaster season, but hopefully we should get a good draft pick. Hopefully turn this season around and this whole thing. Shea, Western Conference Finals MVP with the Clippers, but the Bucks end up winning here. They're the 2021 champions. Let's simulate to the next season here. Hopefully things are looking better for this Raptors squad. I don't rule them out yet. We can get a very good draft pick. Anything's possible, especially with Kawhi Leonard on the team. And the 2021 draft, we have Mobley going to the Rockets. Thunder gets Scotty Barnes. Rockets get Cade Cunningham. Spurs draft Sengun, Franz Wagner to the Raptors. I think that's a great pick overall, and that should definitely help this Raptors squad going forward here. Spurs get Jalen Johnson, Duarte to the Nets, and Jonathan Kuminga also to the Spurs. All right, so here's the lineup we're rocking with for the 21-22 season. Hopefully things go better for the Raptors this year. We have Fred at the starting point guard position. Terrence Mann is now on the team of starting 2. Kawhi Leonard, of course, at the 3. Siakam at the 4. And Isaiah Hartenstein at the 5. Coming off the bench, we have Mike Conley, Chris Boucher, Franz Wagner, who they did draft, of course, and Terrence Ross. I think this team is actually much better than last year. This is a championship contending team. I don't know about that, but I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Hopefully we do make playoffs this year. That'd be pretty nice. At the end of the 21-22 season, we have Ben Simmons as your MVP. Cade Cunningham is your Rookie of the Year this year with the Rockets. Gafford, 6th man on the Bulls. Still, Simmons is also your Defensive Player of the Year. And most improved player is Lauri Markkanen. Brandon Ingram is your Clutch Player of the Year. Ben Simmons, All-NBA First Team with Luka, Shea, Ja Morant, and Jokic, Davis. Pretty much everything else pretty much the same, except LeBron is on the Nets in this one. Okay, LeBron is on the Nets. Embiid, Sabonis on the Sixers here. Lonzo's on the Magic. Shout out Lonzo Ball right there. And Tatum is on the Bucks. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Let's check out these stats here at the end of the season here. And it looks we have Clint Capella now, so that is pretty interesting here. Kawhi led the way in scoring for us. He had 20.8. Siakam had 20.9 this game. Marco Fultz had 15 points a game this year because he's somehow on this team now. Franz Wagner had 11. Capella with 9 and 10. Boucher with 9 and 7. We have Kyle Lowry's on this team once again. Terrence Mann's still here. They made some work here on this. I don't even know what's going on here. But at the end of the season here, it looks like we did not make it because we were 36 and 46. Don't quote me on that. Oh, no, we are the 9th seed on the season here in the play-in tournament. So at least we have that going for us. Hopefully we can beat the Pacers in the first round, and we end up beating them. However, we do lose to the Magic in the second round, meaning that we have been eliminated in the play-in. So unfortunately, again, no playoffs here for the Toronto Raptors here following the 2021-22 season. Ja Morant, Western Conference Finals MVP against the Sixers here, and Ben Simmons is your Finals MVP in this one. Oh my God, I'll simulate to the next season here. Next season is the 22-23 season. So only 2 more seasons left here. This is pretty interesting. 2022 NBA draft, Hornets get Paolo Banchero, Rockets draft J-Dub, Jalen Williams, Trailblazers draft Chet, Mathurin to the Hawks, Jalen Duren to the Wizards, and Spurs get Shane Sharp. Pretty interesting here, Mark Williams also to the Pistons, and Pacers draft Jeremy Sohan. The Raptors actually end up with Jaden Ivey. That's a great pickup for the Raptors here. All right, so here's what we're rocking with here heading into the 22-23 NBA season. I think this team's actually the best team so far that we've had in this run here. We got Kyle Lowry at the 1, Ivy at the 2, Leonard at the 3, Siakam at the 4, and Clint Capella at the 5. We got Markelle Fultz coming off the bench along with Franz Wagner, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Gary Harris. I think this should be pretty interesting to see how this goes here. Hoping for the best here. We want to make a playoff run. Can Kawhi win 1 ring? I'm really hoping so. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. At the end of the season, Giannis is your MVP. We got Paolo as your Rookie of the Year. Gafford, 6th man again. Ben Simmons, Defensive Player of the Year. And LaMelo Ball is your Most Improved Player this season. So that means Giannis is still on the Bucks, obviously, with Tatum on the team now. The Nets have Luka Doncic. That's pretty interesting. Levine is on the Kings. This is just so crazy, like looking at crazy, like things turn out differently. Obviously, so we have Luka and LeBron are both on the Nets there. That's actually crazy. Checking out the player stats here at the end of the season for the Toronto Raptors here. Siakam actually led the way in scoring for us, 22 points a game this year. Fultz had 18 points a game. Okay, Markelle Fultz. Kawhi Leonard with 18. Jaden Ivey had 12 in his rookie year. Capella with 10 points and pretty much 12 rebounds. Franz Wagner with 12 points a game this year, and Lowry with 9. And at the end of the season here, we were the 5th seed out in the Eastern Conference 50 and 32. The Bucks went 73 and 9 on the year. I guess you should just check out this team pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure this is the Tatum and Giannis team, but they also have Ayton, Brook Lopez, Dante DiVincenzo, Quinn Cook. This is it's pretty interesting. So either way, we are back here in the NBA playoffs here as the 5th seed taking on the Chicago Bulls as the 4th seed. They have Kobe White, Halliburton, Max Strus, Kevin Durant is on the Bulls with Al Horford, Daniel Gafford, Terry Rozier. This is a pretty solid team. Let's see how things go for our squad here. Game 1, we end up winning here against the Chicago Bulls. Durant with 39 for them, Siakam with 26 leading the way and scoring for the Raptors. Game 2, we have also won. Terry Rozier with 20. Boucher actually drops 20 points in this one, so good for us. Good for us. Game 3, though, we do lose. Franz Wagner with 32 points in that one. Fortunately, we can't beat Kevin Durant and the Bulls. Game 4, we have also won. Siakam with 32 points. We're now 1 win away from moving on to the next round, and we end up losing there. That's not good. Can we win the next game? We have lost again. Oh, come on. We cannot be doing this and blowing a 3-1 lead. And we did. The Toronto Raptors have been eliminated. I can't believe we actually lost a 3-1 series lead to the Chicago Bulls in the first round again. Things have not gone well for the Raptors, and this Kawhi Leonard staying here. That's what I'm saying. Sixers still end up with another ring. Simmons is your Finals MVP. We have 1 more year left on this thing. Can Kawhi Leonard and Toronto Raptors win NBA championship? This is now going to be the 23-24 season. Fingers crossed for this season. This simulation, the Rockets end up with Victor Wembanyama, got Brandon Miller to the Nets, Scoot Henderson to the Knicks, Amen Thompson goes to the Pistons, and Asar Thompson goes to Trailblazers. Almost there, almost accurate. Keontae George to the Pacers, Jarius Walker to the Kings there, so it's pretty solid. Jazz end up with Derek Lively, and they also end up with Brandon Bojemski. We're now here in the 23-24 season, the current NBA year. Here's what we're rocking with this year. We got Markelle Fultz at the 1, Ivy at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Siakam at the 4, and Capella at the 5. We still got Franz Wagner, Isaiah Hartenstein, Chris Boucher, and Luke Kennard here. Hopefully this squad can get it done here. Hopefully we do not get bounced in the first round, because that would suck. This is the last season here, and unfortunately we have not won a ring yet with Kawhi Leonard. So we got 1 more chance left here. Let's see what can happen. Again, Ben Simmons with another MVP. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year with the Rockets. We got Jalen Duren, 6th Man of the Year. Simmons, Defensive Player of the Year. And Jaden Ivey is your most improved player. Those are great numbers from Jaden Ivey right there. Ben Simmons still here on the first team. We got Lucas still in the Nets. That's crazy. Zion and Curry on the All-NBA first team this year. Kawhi Leonard has not made an All-NBA team any of these years. I'm just putting that out there right now. And check out the player stats at the end of the season here. Jaden Ivey actually led the main scoring for us, 20 points a game this year. Siakam had 19 a game. Kawhi Leonard with 17.5. Franz Wagner with 18. Okay, Franz Wagner 15 for Fultz. Gabe Vincent with 9. And Bogdanovich, I don't know how he's here, but he had 11. Capella had 8 and 10 on the season here. We were the 3rd seed out in the Eastern Conference. That was our best run so far, 53 and 29. We still got 1 goal left. I mean, those Sixers and the Bucks teams are just absolute juggernauts. The Sixers team, because in the simulation here, Ben Simmons has obviously turned into like prime Michael Jordan. I mean, look at these numbers here. I mean, Ben Simmons is going crazy, and they have Terrence Mann now too. He was on our team at one point. Let's see what happens here in the first round, taking on the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the playoffs. They have Luka Doncic still, Brandon Miller, Rudy Gobert, Spencer Dinwiddie, but I think we should beat the squad. Minus they got Luka, but I think we should be okay. Game 1, we do win against them. Siakam with 33 points. Game 2, we also have won. Kawhi Leonard with 28. We need Kawhi to actually show up in this run here. Game 3, we have also won. Game 4, though, we win right through there. A complete sweep of the Nets in the first round. We're taking on the Hawks now in the second round of the playoffs here. Let's see who they got. They have Shea on this team, Anthony Simons, Teddy Osmond, Miles Bridges, and Kongwu Mathurin. Corey Joseph. This is a solid team, but I still think we got this in the bag, I hope. Game 1, we actually ended up losing. Game 2, we do win. Kawhi Leonard with 30 in that one. Shea with 37 for the Hawks. Game 3, we also win. Shea with 26, Siakam with 34. Game 4, can we get the job done? Yes, we do. 3-1 now over the Atlanta Hawks. Can we get done in game number 5? Yes, we do. We have now moved on to the Eastern Conference Finals, where we're taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, our hardest matchup today so far. Can we get the job done against them? Now, I told you before, this is like prime Michael Jordan, Ben Simmons. So let's see what happens here. In Game 1, we end up losing a complete blowout, 132-103. Ben Simmons drops 51 points. In game number 2, we have also lost. Ben Simmons with a 35-point triple-double. Game 3, we also lose Kawhi with 27, but it's not enough for Ben Simmons with 42, 12, and 11. Game number 4, we actually do end up winning by 2 points there, but I don't think things are looking good for us because in game... Oh, wait, hold on. I might have spoke too soon. Ben Simmons, a crazy game, but we do end up winning in the next 2 games after that, but we do end up losing following. At that point, the Toronto Raptors have been eliminated by the Sixers here. And the Sixers actually win again, another finals. Ben Simmons as your finals MVP. Ben Simmons clearly has took over as the best player in the NBA. I'll tell you that. Crazy, but that's what's happened here in the simulation. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. It looks like if Kawhi Leonard stayed with the Toronto Raptors, things would have turned out well. I mean, obviously he didn't win with the Clippers and all this time, but the Clippers have a chance at winning the season. Either way, if you sign with the Raptors, it looks like it would be a failure. So I will see you guys in the next video. If you want me to simulate any of these simulations, see how things turn out, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below with your ideas. If not, have a great day, and I will see you next time.